Let us begin with the next unit, Unit 5. And this talks about different kinds of statements in Python. So there is flow of control and conditions. We are going to learn about if statement, for statement, and while statement. All Now we are going to talk about decision making statements. Decision making statements include certain conditions, and depending on the condition, we decide whether we go for the yes route or the no route of the condition. The condition will have two possibilities, either true or false. And depending on the condition, we decide one course of action if the condition is true, and another course of action if the condition is false. In Python, we have if statement, if else, and if elif ladder. So if statement, if the condition, and then it includes the statements. The statements get executed only if the condition is true. Now, whenever I'm writing it, I need to indent. If I indent it, it wouldn't give me an error. And all these statements are included within the true statement block. So this is the flow chart. Condition, false, it moves on to the next statement. True, it executes this and then moves to the next statement. Now the next is, so for example, um, num is equal to 3. This is a variable, num is equal to 3. If the number is greater than 0, I want to print that is 3 is a positive number. Now this is outside if. So if the condition is true, this gets printed. If the condition is false, it directly comes to this line. Num equal to minus 1 if num greater than 0. Now here it is minus 1. So this condition is not true. So this will not get printed. And this gets printed even, this is the next statement. So it gets printed even if the condition is true or false. So 3, the condition is true, this gets printed. 3 is a positive number. This is always printed, this line. Here the condition is false, so this line does not get executed. And again, finally, this also gets executed. So I have 3 is a positive number. This is always printed. This is always printed. Now let us talk about if else statement. In under if else statement, I specify what happens if the condition is true. So I can define the course of action if the condition is false. The if else statement evaluates test expression and will execute body if and of if only when test condition is true. Otherwise, if the condition is false, body of else is executed here. Indentation is used to separate the blocks. Here I give else colon, and this will help me to separate the two blocks. I can give many statements also in body of if, in body of else. This is the corresponding flow chart. Condition, true, one set of action, false, another set of action. Finally, they all execute the next statement. So let us consider an example. Age equal to, accept the age from the user. If the age greater than equal to 18, print you are eligible to vote. Else, print you are not eligible to vote. So in case if the user enters 5 greater than equal to 18, condition is false. 5 is not greater than 18. So it will print you are not eligible to vote. If the user enters 21 greater than equal to 18, this is true. So you are eligible to vote will get printed. Now let's move on to if, elif, else. So I want to test multiple conditions here. So in that case, we go for if, elif, and else. It looks like if, the condition, body of if, elif. Elif actually is else if. It's a short form for else if. Condition, body of elif, else. body of else. So I give one condition here, then few statements. If I want to check any other condition, elif, another condition, body of elif, else. If any of the condition is not true, this else gets executed. So this is how if elif flowchart looks like. Condition, if it is true, it gets executed and comes out. Otherwise, it goes and checks the next expression. If it is true, it executes and comes out. Otherwise, there might be multiple elif statements possible. And then finally, with the last else, I execute the body of else and come out. To check the grade of the student. Example, marks is equal to 60. So if marks is greater than 75, I want to print an A grade. If marks is greater than 60, I want to print a B grade. Otherwise, I want to print C grade. So consider if the marks is 60. 60 greater than 75. Condition is false. 60 greater than 60. Condition is false. 60 is not greater than 60. And then it comes to the else part. Here it prints you get a C grade. Consider if the input is 70. 70 greater than 75 false. 70 greater than 60 true. So it prints you get a B grade. If the input is 80, 80 greater than 75 condition is true. So it prints you get an A grade.